What up folks, welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a dual review of the Big Figs K-2SO from Star Wars Rogue One and the little 3 and 3/4 inch K-2SO. So this is the Hasbro, normal old school style Star Wars figures, and this is like those big figs that they've been making. There's one that's bigger than this, is like a 31 inch. This is about 19 inches tall, I believe. Yeah. So decided to do these two together. I hinted at that way back in my pickup video for these two, that I would do them together, small one, big one. I think that's pretty fun one to do. So I'm gonna start out with the little guy here. And I'm doing it this way because this guy's kind of tall and doesn't fit in my review area, right? At least for proper reviewing. As you'll see in the pics, he stands rather tall in there. So taking a look at this guy, he is all black in coloration, kind of like the Black Series figure of it. Pretty cool, I guess, color-wise, sculpt-wise. He's small. See, this size of Star Wars figure just kind of lost me, the classic style. Ever since I've come back to collecting after a long break, these guys just don't do it for me. But he looks alright. He looks the part, I guess. He's not bad in the looks department. He also, what is different from like the Black Series and anything else I've seen, he comes with this little grappling hook. So that's kind of like a little extra for this figure. I'm guessing it's just like a plaything. I don't think it's something that's going to be in the movie. That's just a guess, but that's what I'm thinking here. This little grappling hook is kind of cool though. I like the sculpt on it. I think it's really nice. Check that out. And it does have a snap grapple hook. So you can shoot K-2SO across the room if you wanted to. But that's pretty cool. I'm going to take it off though and put it on the side. But I will come back to this. I have something more to say about that. So looking at the figure more on his own, you can see the Imperial symbol on his shoulder there. And like the Black Series, it's kind of messed up around the little orange here. I think the more I see these figures, the more I think this is not a paint mess up. I think that's the way it's supposed to be on the character. Kind of like a battle damaged look. I do have the bigger figure, who I've reviewed on this channel here. So, and they both have like that messed up orange shoulder. It's the same look, really. These guys, it's like, daddy and baby, as Ultrazilla Jr. would say. This is a great figure. Articulation, he doesn't really have much. It's the standard, small Star Wars figure. Legs and arms move. And his head does have a little more articulation. It's on a ball joint, so on both sides. So you do get some better movement in his head than anywhere else. And that's the thing I gotta say about these K-2SO figures. They all have this great head movement. They made it a point to make sure he's got that going on. So he's okay. The problem here with this one is his legs are warped on mine, and he's kind of knock-kneed. His foot goes in, so he has some serious standing issues. I don't know if it's line wide, but this one definitely does. I'm guessing with some heat, he'll come alive a little bit. You know something, guys? On one side of his thighs, he does have a little bit of a ball joint there. So I'm able to move his leg in and out a little bit, if you can see that. See that? I can swivel it a little. That's interesting. I wonder if that'll help with the posing a bit. Nope. I'm gonna leave him to the side because that review's pretty much done. I'm not into these small figures. I picked it up because I was like on a little K-2SO pick up everything phase as soon as like the Force Friday happened. But honestly, I'm not gonna keep this. I believe I'm just gonna give it to my son. I think he'll enjoy a little robot. I was gonna put it on eBay, but meh. I think this is like something he'll enjoy. I'll give him a little robot. After this review, it'll come upstairs with me. What I won't give him though is this little grapple hook. I think the sculpt is really good. The paint is nice again. And put it on him a bit. So you gotta be careful because I did try to put it on a different part of his arm and then it stressed the plastic a little bit, although it's kind of like gone back into place. So I suggest going a little bit lower on his wrist. Okay, if you see what I'm doing here. It does fit. I was just able to... Okay, you have to do it on one side and then kind of turn it. If you care to do something like this. I do because I think this is a really nice piece. This grapple hook. And I kind of would like to use it on him. So I was able to do it before and now I'm not. So bet on me. Let's see. Oh, see, it fits in his hand really well. So I think I could just get it in. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I think honestly, I think that looks really cool. And this is on the regular Black Series one. So again, I don't think he uses anything like a grapple hook in the movie. I really think this is made just for the toy, to give that little toy a little more playability. But in the event he does, this is pretty cool because it can fit in his hand if you're careful and if you do it right. I think that looks really neat. Even if it doesn't, I think I'm just going to keep it just to give this like Black Series figure a little extra something on him. And it really, like, the plastic matches perfectly. Or close to perfectly. I think that looks awesome. For me, personally, that's neat. That's a neat little add-on I just did. So your mileage may vary, but I think that's pretty cool. And he holds it. Like, it goes into his hand perfectly. See that? He grips it perfectly. So how about that? I got a little accessory for my Black Series robot here from the little one. Thumbs up just for that. Get that piece, to get this piece on him. For real. I might have a little extra thing on my Facebook page about that. So let's get into the big guy here. And I've never bought any of these bigger figures. Definitely something more for the kids. But I rather like this. I think this is a really cool translation. He's gray and not black here. Again, that'll be another interesting thing to see in the movie. To see like where, you know, K-2SO really shades color-wise. So this is pretty gray, as you can see. But it's nice. It's very imperial looking in this color. So it's also different. Like, this is yellow, you know, instead of orange, and it's very neat. Everything else is the same. but you know, that's an interesting thing in the yellow instead of orange that we've seen. I haven't seen anybody else do the yellow. Even on the Disney Elite, it's orange. So pretty interesting. So the sculpt is good. I really dig it. Nothing bad to say. Sculpt is really nice. You know, like it really works. Like it's very, very similar. Detail wise, like this has like more like scuffing and stuff, like battle damage. This looks like a more clean, fresh off the assembly line K-2SO. So, but I don't mind that. And the same thing with the Disney Elite, is very clean. The die-cast one. That one I like too. So articulation wise, again, the head, like the other two, has really a nice range of motion. Doesn't go up too much, but I mean, like, you could really like rotate it really well. So I dig that. Look at that face sculpt. That's pretty awesome. I did scuff up his head. I don't know if you remember me saying this, if you saw the pickup video, but like as I brought him, as I was coming into, going down the steps into my studio, he fell out of the bag, and it was like one of those, it's one of those open boxes, and it smacked his head right on the concrete outside my house. So it's a little scratched up over there, but battle damage, right? He's got shoulders movement. It doesn't go out at all, does it? No. Nothing in the elbows. He does have wrist swivels on both sides. Just side to side here. And then legs he has, but it's on one side super tight. The other side, you know, goes back and forth. Very basic articulation, and that's it, right? Yeah. Wow, that sounded like I almost broke it. Alright, so yeah, nothing else. So this is a very, very basic figure, as is the small one. They're both pretty basic. They pretty much have the same exact articulation. Actually, this has a little more because it has the wrist swivels. So that's pretty cool. And this was 20 bucks. Same price as the Black Series. Black Series is nicer, you know. I guess, like, you know, more detail, way better articulation, and this has size, less articulation, less paint apps, but like, not really, just kind of like less detail in the paint apps, I'd say. You know, he's got a lot of detail in the sculpt. Very, very similar, you know. So these big figs are made by Jakks Pacific. I don't think I had mentioned that before. So that's it. I like it though, you know. I think this is a cool one. I like it better than the small Star Wars figure. So if you like K-2SO, and you know, I'd say this is a cool little collectible to pick up. You know, a cool little toy. You know, I'm definitely gonna say collectible more than a toy, because he doesn't do anything, you know, like, he doesn't do much, so he's just kind of cool to just stand somewhere, you know, like, have him, wow, he's tall, he towers over everyone here, so, yeah, just have him stand somewhere. I think he's cool, or if you want to get him for a kid, awesome as well, you know. Again, for kids, the little Star Wars figures, that's what I have to say, guys. Like, I know some people don't want to hear it because they're so used to the old school Star Wars figures, but at this point, you know, these little basic Star Wars figures I feel like they're for kids, you know, like, for real, like, it just doesn't feel, I don't have the feel for it like I used to, you know, being a more, I guess, sophisticated, quote-unquote, collector at this point in my life. So, yeah, I bought it, I'm gonna give it to my son. I think he'll enjoy it, as I enjoyed the Star Wars figures when I was a kid. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate you checking out this video. It actually ran a little longer than I expected. You know, for being two really basic figures, I guess I had a lot to say. So I did take pics of all these guys. They will be up on my Facebook page shortly. So give a check to that. That's Ultrazilla Toys at facebook.com. And if you can like, comment, or subscribe, especially subscribe, that would be really awesome. So until next time, peace out, people.